Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Get him to lips like the roses and clover. And tell him that his life's a long time. Give me a dream.
I am not in favor of this at all.
How much alcohol got in you to think that was a good idea to start the podcast with?
I hadn't even drinking yet.
Nope.
I hadn't even drinking yet. How much have you drinking now?
No, I had like a gin and tonic and a beer.
So you had drinking.
I had no since before. That's not.
No, that was kind of something Adam and I we were hanging out earlier doing, and that made us very happy, and I hope it makes everyone else happy as well. Now let's get to the intro of the show, and we'll go from there. Exchanging pleasantries, stick around. Hey everyone, welcome to Exchanging Pleasantries, exchangingpleasantries.podomatic.com. This is fun fact, I said 10.2 the last time around.
And 10 was already existing.
I was wrong, 10 already existed, that was 11.2. So that makes
12.
this episode number 12.
Or 13.
And that makes you a dick.
Hey, no.
A little bit of aggression from the sick boy over here.
Yeah, Trent's still sick, we'll get to that in a moment.
Chris is now sick
for
also.
joining us.
Yeah, spread my germs.
Yeah,
my
but I
name
don't
is
cry
Peyton
about it.
Miller, and joining me right to left is Chris Rhinus,
Hello.
Adamonte,
Hello.
and Trent
And
Sobek.
I cry when I please.
So we want to thank you all for joining us as always. We're still getting back in the swing of things following the break, but apparently there's something going on here. So you guys just want to flesh this out right now?
YouTube.
Yes. No, Trent and Chris.
Yes. Like our story or what?
Yes, there's
Oh,
some kind of
also-
ill will.
We got back into the swing of fighting each other today.
Yeah, we fought a little
good.
bit.
Well,
we didn't
before
take
you
it
do, I
far,
should mention we're broadcasting from the fourth floor.
Fourth floor.
Which is a floor we could theoretically be yelled at.
And also we're very home to. I mean, this is like our home floor.
Yes. This is kind of our home court. So we are going to be. We have soundproofed our sound studio again, and that's a term I used very, very loosely.
This small room with a computer in it.
Right.
And 2 microphones now.
Right, we got a spare just in case.
What are we looking at this time, by the way?
I'll let you look while Trent and Chris kind of start telling us a story. Apparently there was a brawl.
Probably, whatever.
It happens
Me and
all
Trent
the
used to wrestle a lot, and then it escalated one time, and then we were like, oh, we're not going to do that
It
anymore.
literally almost turned into a fist fight.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with that story. Let's get to
that's
that.
wild. That's something. Why do you want to dredge these things up, Peyton?
You know,
You're just going to make us punch each other again.
That's
We're gonna
ultimately
bring
the
up
goal.
old
We
feelings.
have the webcam that's built into this room. And I really want that
That's
to
fine.
happen. Should we?
Well, no, I was being an idiot, and Trent said, get out of here, you're being an idiot. And I didn't like that, because I was in
Being
a
an
rage.
idiot. Yeah.
So I came close to punching him.
Yep.
But then I apologized, and we took care of it like men.
Good. Well, now let's talk about today. I showed up, just for the backstory, I showed up at Adam's house a few hours ago, and Trent mentioned to me that there had been a kerfuffle. And I know nothing about this. Adam, do you know anything about this?
I've been
news.
I've been gone all day.
So this is news to
So we just got into a little playful joust. And
I'm Lion Cubs.
we ended up making our way into Adam's room. We fought in your room, Adam.
Yeah, Trent brought this up. I don't know anything about it except the fact that you guys
Let's
showed
get
up in my
time.
room.
But I mean, back up. What was the fight of?
Yeah,
Nothing.
explain everything.
Nothing.
He
Seriously,
just randomly attacks people. And
Yeah.
you
Well,
have to
no,
either
not
defend yourself
people.
or
Not
You.
people. You.
Alright, me.
He doesn't attack me. He's
Because
never
you
attacked
try.
me.
And then I
You
have
try
to.
to come back at me.
That's
So I
his
appreciate that.
justification.
I appreciate the warrior mentality that Trent has.
Sure.
When he's challenged, he doesn't back down.
It's very Tom Cruise of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
I think.
I did that, and then we were wrestling, and we made our way to Adam's room, and
Apparently you found some
Would you like to
treasures.
describe some of the sights?
Time out. I feel like there should be sexy music playing right now.
Well, we can make that work in
put that in.
post. That's what I call it, because I'm professional now.
Is that what you mean when I call it, when I do it?
No, because I'm
Is that what you mean?
Ass.
Is that what somebody else calls it because you don't want to do it anymore?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's, let's flesh this out. I'm sick of doing editing. And I want to push that off to
Well, you're
somebody
the boss,
else.
man.
And I'm looking at you.
You're the boss, man.
I'm making eyes at you.
Obviously, if anyone's going to do that, it would be Trent, because
No.
Trent
I don't
is
want
the
Trent
least
to
busy
touch
of
this.
anyone.
And we also would not have a podcast.
Right.
So,
Because if anybody in
This
this
podcast would be replaced by naps.
If anybody...
I think that would be an improvement.
If anybody in this
Yeah, we know
podcast,
it
don't let me forget with the nap. If anybody in this podcast were to, I lost my train of thought.
We're to try to kill it, it would be me, because he'd be correct.
But no, but we did wake up Trent at 7:15 in the p.m.
I know,
When he
I'm
was
a napper.
taking a nap.
Whatever.
I'm a napper.
We weren't
It's
sure.
ridiculous, but I don't know.
Right, and we weren't sure. Adam and I were hanging out, and we weren't sure if Trent was even around.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about whether or not we were going to have to walk, or whether or not we were going to get a ride. Because my car wasn't there, and Adam didn't feel like driving. So. So we went and started looking for Trent. I just went and knocked on a dark door. There was no light underneath, and all I heard from was
I keep odd hours.
Like, if Trent died...
Yes, Trent keeps odd hours.
If Trent died in our house, it might take us 2 days to know.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
Really?
We would just probably think he's hibernating.
Yeah.
Or just playing video games, and we wouldn't bother him. And then after maybe 2 days, we'd be like,
I'd maybe go knocking.
He hasn't come out and gotten a pizza yet or something. Something may be
Chicken
wrong
nuggets.
here.
Pizza rolls.
I'd go knock on the door and investigate, but I would just assume that he was
If he
sleeping.
doesn't answer, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Or he's just out of the house.
Anyway, so we made our way into Adam's room. We're telling a story, and we keep sidetracking us.
Alright.
We made our way into Adam's room, and then Trent
Part of
is
our
going to
charm.
tell us a few of the sights that we saw, and we will not be able to ever unsee.
Nope. Alright, so Chris had me on some sort of hold,
The sleeper.
and all of a sudden he goes, "Oh, look at this gem," and there's a whole bunch of used Kleenexes on his nightstand.
Right on the bedstand.
He is-
I have a cold.
He is
Does
pushing
your
you towards
penis
them.
have a cold? Because that's what we think.
No, I have a cold.
Yeah,
you guys
you have
know
a
that.
cold
It gets better.
from your penis. Yeah, you're sick. You're damn right you're sick.
He's trying to push me into them, and in desperation, I grab an object that I see shining underneath. A metal bowl.
He has like a thing
Clean
that
up
you
the
put like
line.
brownie batter in or cake
yeah.
batter. He's just got a bowl in his room.
So it's like a cake pan.
no, it's like a
bowl.
bowl. Like
It's
you
like a metal
mix-
mixing bowl.
Like you mix it and then pour it into the. But yeah, he's just got a metal mixing bowl
What
in his room.
manner? Stop slamming on the table. You always do this.
Yeah, stop it.
It sounds terrible in post.
You sound terrible. And pre and post and during.
So, Adam, what have you to say for yourself?
No, in all complete and total
Also,
honesty.
you should know your
you
bowl
were
is dented.
masturbating.
So is it?
A little ding. There's a little ding because we hit
Is
each
it
other.
because you
in the head
hit
with
Chris
it.
with
Oh,
it? Okay.
No, we hit each other.
That's actually pretty funny. No,
Yeah, make funny
the
noises.
Kleenex is there because I seriously do have. I've been very mucusy for the last 2 weeks.
Is that what you
Nose mucusy.
Yeah, that's right. Some drippings
Yeah,
are coming from
I saw
On
somewhere.
the nosy, right?
Some drippings are coming from somewhere.
Well, you guys can think whatever you want.
You've got a real
Sure.
head
we will.
cold, am I right?
The bowl is there. It's been there since the summer. No, not the
That's
summer.
good.
No.
That's
No,
worse
it's been there
somehow.
since I turned 21 when I started drinking.
Oh, you keep it as your throw-up bowl?
Just in case.
Is that the sole
We had it
reason it's
different
there?
Yeah.
for it.
No, that's seriously. It's there because just in case I sit in my bed and I'm like, oh, this is gonna end well. I can just grab that bowl.
We
and
decided
keep
if there were any ladies that entered Adam's bedroom and
And
he
there
was
aren't.
entertaining them for the night, that he would use this to catch their drippings.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's
Why?
my theory.
And then let them, like, ferment.
Chris, I'm going to offer you the same question I
Turn it into
offered you
a
last
fine
time.
wine.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Hey, it's me and him, man.
Really, that's
Yeah,
just awful.
they're grown men and they were wrestling
Yeah.
into my room.
Awful.
So let's.
OT-dub.
I'm glad you brought... Before the podcast started, when we were all gathering our things and our thoughts and doing our sound checks, Chris started referring to his mistress podcast.
His dirty slut
Chris,
podcast.
what's the name?
It's off the wall.
Boing!
As we call it around campus. OT-dub.
OT Dub. And all three of us looked at Chris with this weird kind of confused look.
And I would have, too, if I could look at myself.
Good.
Which I hate to do, because I get disgusted.
It's that bowl cut, I swear to God. Now it's a shaggy bowl cut, though.
Yeah. which is better.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I know that.
Definitely better.
Yeah. I'm the principal of high fashion.
What is it?
The king of both.
It's a thing that I made. And so,
It's like the minister of cartoon.
yeah,
Yeah.
Call that.
that's a call.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I was messing around with Podomatic today, who's our lovely host.
Aren't we almost out?
Oh, no, correction. We are out.
What are we doing?
We've been out.
Right. Well, what I did today, and this will be a nice knowledge for all the listeners, is I had to delete the first episode. I did save it. It still exists. But we put the new episode on.
But like Hulu.
Right. But now what I'm realizing is that we have to be a little bit more aware of our time. Because the first episode that we recorded was our shortest.
Mm-hmm.
For obvious reasons. And I just
We
put...
were scared little boys.
Right. Little meek boys.
Talking
But
towards
now
us.
we are men.
We are podcast men.
I'm still a podcasting boy.
No, you're just
You
an
never
evil.
will be.
Yeah.
Peter Pan of podcasting.
But I also put... our last podcast went almost 57 minutes. Which is a little too long.
Which is a treat for all you listening.
Isn't it, though?
A little bonus
They
material
wish it
for
went
y'all.
157 minutes.
So we need to start being a little bit more
Yes,
cognizant of that, because we can't host a whole lot of more hour podcasts without cutting off more than we have to. So we got to be a little bit more aware of that. Guys.
Well, that's okay. I mean, I'm a journalist. I'm used to kind of keeping things, as simple as they can.
Chris
All right.
Minus, journalist.
All right, roommate Alex.
Well, when I do journalism. Yep.
But no, I want you to explore that, because is there more going on that I don't know about?
In terms of what?
In terms of roommate Alex?
Oh, no. Roommate Alex is just very pretentious.
I understand that, but,
But
he also doesn't like Trent.
no, he's not.
That is behind us.
Roommate Alex does not listen to this podcast. I
No?
can almost guarantee, because he's too busy being a journalist.
Alex, I understand.
Yeah, because he's a journalist too.
You gotta stand by yourself.
Screw all you guys. Every one of you.
No, I'm making fun of Chris right now.
I know, I'm fully aware. But
Good.
we do have a few minutes
Drinking
left,
too
so
much
I'm going
Gatorade.
to transition right into the next one, because I was surprised. I had something kind of exciting happen to me on Monday, and then Trent kind of shocked me with another one. I was in an auto wreck. An auto wreck. And I talked to both of you gentlemen, you being Trent and Adam, about whether or not this was actually something I can or should bring up
No, man, we totally.
on record.
Trent and I agreed that it's completely legal.
Yes.
What happened?
No,
I'm
and
intrigued.
No, and that makes it sound a lot more exciting than it was. I just wasn't sure whether
killed
or
a
not
man.
this was something that we
Should I talk about that on the podcast? The vehicular manslaughter I committed.
I struck a pedestrian.
No, that was homicide. I was aiming for.
Right. But no, I was leaving a meeting, the meeting I have every Monday night, and I had a friend in the car, my friend Brittany. You all know Brittany.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll tell you in the break. And it was snowing. And there's this bad curve. It's kind of a blind curve coming from campus onto Summit.
Dead man's curve.
Onto Summit. And so you know how I'm getting good at this? I ignore you. But you couldn't see the left-hand turn. So that should say you couldn't see the right-hand lane. And I was taking the turn. I was trying to do, that move that everybody does when they creep out and try to see around the cars.
You crept too far.
Did you get knocked?
I did get knocked. I did get knocked.
So your fault.
That's debatable.
No?
How about we find out after the break?
All right, well, let's go. I actually noticed a trend with me that I always go the same route. Let's go with Adam first. We never go with Adam first. Adam, what song will we be listening to tonight?
Can you move it like this by the Baha Men?
That was just to not get tacoed, wasn't it?
Maybe.
Yes! I could see it in his eyes when I pointed at him. He went... He got big. He got deer in the headlights, and he was afrain of getting tacoed.
He was.
By playing Raheem.
But I pulled it off.
Yep, well, you can all thank Adam for listening to this. This train wreck of a song.
Won't blame you if you don't come back.
I'm almost tempted to put Mr. Sandman. That might have been a way to go, Adam.
Rock your body, everybody.
Take you back to the old
Welcome back, everybody. We had ourselves a little
fun.
A little fun in the break.
Adam's an ass is what we learned.
Yes.
Yep.
Just striking people left and right.
I just punched this entire room.
Right. So, just to finish up my story before we kind of move on to Trent. When I spoke to you all last out there in podcast land, we were creeping out into the to the blind intersection, and I was kind of caught on. I'd say the car was probably about 30 feet, 40 feet away, and slammed on the brakes, but seeing it was a little slick, kind of skittered into me, right, all weeble wobbly like, and took me on the front left.
But it wouldn't fall down.
It didn't fall down.
I just hit you.
It did. At a great speed. So I pull forward into this kind of like alley-style road. The girl gets out. Didn't strike me as the brightest girl in the world, but we started examining the actual damage. And my front left panel was cracked and dented and kind of mangled, but there was no debris in the wheel well. No, the hood could open. All of these good things. And luckily, what it seemed like was she struck me with the direct front of her car with the license plate. So
that's lucky.
That's not bad.
Right, because
for her,
all things considered.
For me,
yeah. Well, because it would have been your fault, wouldn't it? Technically.
Like
if
I'm not.
That's for President Obama to decide.
It is. Yeah. That's for people above my pay grade.
That's for Kofi Annan to figure out.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it's for Kofi Kingston to figure out.
So, all that we found was her mangled license plate, and she looks at me, and God bless her dim-witted soul, she says to me, "Well, we don't have to get the insurance company involved, right?"
Listen to this podcast randomly.
What? Yeah.
Now she's coming for you.
That son of a bitch.
Well, here's the thing: is that
we had nuts in a vice.
Well, here's the thing: we had exchanged numbers.
And pleasantries.
And this happened, and pleasantries, in the sense that I was shouting swear words at her. Not at her, just around her. I was very upset. Luckily, Brittany, who was again with me in the car, kind of calmed me down a little bit, because I wasn't freaked out. I was just mad at myself, because it was I don't get in car accidents, I don't get pulled over, I don't do this kind of stuff, and I was really upset at myself. But are we getting yelled at?
No.
Oh, good.
We're being good boys.
So... we exchanged numbers, and I haven't heard from her. This was this happened on Monday, and we record our podcast on Thursdays.
It was Thursday.
So that's 3 days. And I mean, if you're not going to get your car looked at by 3 days after the accident, knock on wood, you're not going to get it looked at all.
Yeah.
So that was my little run-in with.
You lucked out. All things considered,
I'd say that's fair. A couple feet back, and it would have hit me right on the driver's side door.
Not
so
great.
Financially and physically, I think
killing everyone inside your car.
Well, hopefully me.
You don't have to bear this pain.
Right.
This burden that you have.
All right, Trent. Don't you have some sort of
similar
story?
Because Trent told me he had a similar story.
If nobody interrupts me, I'll tell it. Anyway, the club hockey team had a game in Winona, and we were driving back because we don't get buses or anything. We just drive, and we were in a gas station in Centerville.
Where is Centerville?
It is where you turn off to either go to La Crosse or Winona.
So it's like it's
past
near
Arcadia.
Centerville is yes, it's beyond Arcadia.
Okay.
On the way down to La Crosse. Peyton, you probably know about this more. I mean, because you've taken the drive a couple times. It's where you turn. It's like one of the few places where you actually turn.
Yeah, it's like a place with 12,000 people in it?
No, God, no, that's Arcadia. Centerville's like maybe 1,000.
Okay,
people.
so
This part of the podcast brought to you by MapQuest.
So it's a small town. That's really what I'm getting at. Is that it's a small town.
You turn on from 93 to 53.
No one cares.
Yeah.
I'm talking for Peyton.
I understand where it is.
Good.
I am parked in a little parking spot in front of the gas station. The entryway to the gas station is behind us, and the pumps are over here.
So you're going to have to do some rear entry.
No, I've already entered. I've been sent.
Oh,
gotcha.
So
you're parked here, and the pumps are here. Is
Yes.
that correct?
They can't tell it. They're off to my right, but you guys know the visual now, so you'll understand.
And so do our listeners.
Here we go.
I looked. There's no one behind me.
Sure.
Backing out. Cut my wheel to the left to bring it around.
Yep.
And bring it around town. And this guy pulls in behind me.
This guy.
And hits me.
Ooh, his fault.
You know you
How
would think-
fast? How fast?
Not fast at all.
Okay.
Because there's no damage to my car.
Gotcha.
And I go, oh, this is gonna be fun. My dad's gonna be real happy because he pays all my insurance and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get out. I'm like, all right, let me pull forward ahead here so we can see the damage. Get back out. There's nothing on my car, and I have pre-existing damage, so we had to have not touched it all, basically.
Right.
He has a little paint stuff on the front of his Audi A6
Oh,
because he is a guy.
And he wants to.
And I'm like,
he's gonna cause a kerfuffle.
Yes.
So what did this guy? Like,
He's
I
gonna
picture
sue
this
you
guy.
for
If you picture like any movie where there's like tomfoolery, where like expensive things get broken, it's always the owner of that stuff. He's got kind of a stuffy guy in a suit. And he's got like dark shady glasses.
No, I was gonna say he's got like a.
He was a typical early mid 30s Wisconsin guy, kind of chubby.
Oh, I would have expected like a skinny like guy with a full head of hair and like a sporty kind of leather jacket and sunglasses.
No, not at all.
Stepping out of his
Anyway,
outfit.
Hey, you know,
get
Trent,
out.
when you said this thing, I didn't instantly give this guy like 10 characteristics. So there you go.
Alright.
Well, it must be fun being you, Chris.
It must be.
It must be fun being perfect.
Back to my story.
It's my cross to bear.
Back to my story. I get out.
So
and the
it's
guy
big
goes,
dick.
well, insurance cards. I was like, God, do we have to? There's no damage to either of us. You have a little paint kerfuffle in there.
Kerfuffle.
Please tell me you said that.
I like
I did
it.
say
I
that.
like it.
It's
It
a
describes
kerfuffle
what the
and
thing
stuff.
will be.
Yeah.
Scuffle.
Yeah.
And he's being a dick about it. Zachary.
Also, his name is. Does he call himself Zach or Zachary?
He wrote Zachary on the paper.
He's the worst.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Yeah.
So we exchange info, go about our ways. I have 2 witnesses because they were in the car with me.
Sure. And you're not going to get insurance involved unless he does, right?
Yeah, because I had no damage.
Yeah.
And on the way, we are just past Arcadia. I get a call from a number I answered. He says, "Hello, this is Zachary blank blank."
Oh, so he actually does call himself
Oh yeah,
Zachary.
yeah.
Oh.
And I'm like,
Well, he owns an Audi, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
hi.
yes,
And he's
yes,
like, so I'm gonna let you know. I just called my insurance. You should call yours in the morning. I was like, you sir are just an ass of a person, and I only wish the worst things upon you at this point.
Did you call your insurance?
I did. I called that night when we got back. I actually got the call this morning. It is my fault because I was backing up, even though he hit me from behind. So.
Doesn't that just
Hooray,
suck?
everyone!
Doesn't that just suck because it does like I mean, and I completely understand.
I
that
guess they can't, you can't prove that you looked.
Yeah.
I guess.
They
You can
have
never
not
prove
called
that,
us.
ever.
But the thing is, they can't prove you didn't.
Yeah, but when you back up,
That's just the way insurance works, I guess.
backing up
But-
is
but
more
it
dangerous
sucks.
than going forward.
But the point I was getting at is, doesn't it suck that there are those umbrella rules?
It does.
But it's like, unless you have like a robot in the car, you can't actually prove that you looked. I believe that you did, but you can't prove it.
So, yeah, anyway.
Are you going to have to pay him $1 million?
No, I have the insurance that covers it. It'll just be my insurance goes up.
That sucks.
I mean,
Clay.
so, but like the situation I'm with my parents is if my insurance goes up, I start paying my insurance. Are you going to run into that same
As
problem?
I have no money, that will be very hard to do. My dad will just be angry and have to pay. I'll probably have to pay it this summer when I work.
What do you do in Montana?
It depends on
Whatever
what
sort of
job.
odd job he can get.
I'll
Oh, why
probably
not?
work at a place that rhymes with.
Ball cart.
That is my fallback if I can't get something
Right.
else.
Do you guys have any good automobile accident stories? I think you might.
That's not a very good story, but I've gotten in.
Well,
a
good.
skiff
We
before.
all know Adam's
So good
famous
telling stories.
storytelling ability.
Aren't I great?
I might have told
I'm just
mine.
the bee's
I
knees.
might have told mine before.
I don't remember it.
My good one, I think we were talking
No,
about.
I
some
nearly
fun.
died once.
Yeah, you told it.
Yeah, I'm sure you have told
Yeah.
me because you guys have both been in perilous car accidents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've
Perilous
been.
indeed.
You want to slap hands or something?
No, it was
Alright.
I mean, mine was I was backing out of a parking spot.
Back
in
it
the
up!
house, in a parking garage, and I was right next to one of those big pillars, like those big cement pillars that are painted on them.
I've seen them.
Yeah, I tried to see the damage, and I was in my mom's minivan backing across, and I was backing up, and I
Backing up?
Yep. And this is the deal. Up until that point, I'd only driven a moped for like a straight year. So I'm not.
So you were a cool guy.
Yes. So cool.
The
And I
ladies loved
also
you is what you're
have
saying?
very little experience driving a four-wheeled vehicle.
Sure.
At least relative experience. So I'm backing up and
Backing
up!
and I decide to turn out so I can leave the parking garage. And all of a sudden I hear this crunch and like this weird, unfortunate noise. I just go, oh boy. And I look right over and there's just a pillar right next to my window. And my mirror's bent.
Oh, dear.
Luckily, no, but the thing is with the cars, recently they make the mirrors so that they actually move. The side view mirrors? Yeah, a lot of the cars now, the mirrors are actually on a hinge. So they're sort of breakaway mirrors. So you can just pop it right back in. So the mirror was fine. There was just this very large dent with dark blue paint.
I have a sort of funny thing with cars.
Got a
Like one of the
scratch on
first
my car.
few days I had my license, I
Derek's
was driving
car.
my buddy Derek's car. And we were at a restaurant, and then we got out, and we were leaving, and he was letting me drive because he's being cool or whatever. And so I backed out.
Back it up!
Yep. So I did that, and then I was trying to apply the brake because I had to. It was a tight fit, and you got to move it around a few times to make it go.
Oh,
And so then I started moving forward, and I started hitting the brakes, and the brakes weren't quite going. So I mean, I'm going 2 miles an hour or whatever out of a turn, but the brakes just aren't going, and I just keep hitting them. And then I look at Derek, I go, Derek, and he's just, and then I just end up as slow as possible, just to this car right in front of me. I just go, dunk. And so I hit it, and then me and Derek get out, we look at it, and we're like, nothing wrong, let's go. So we just left.
Well,
Derek.
That reminds me, if I might, we have like 3 more minutes to kill before the break.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and regale you with this story, one of my favorite stories of all time. When I was in high school, my buddy Sam, Fat Sam, you all know Sam, and he and I were best friends all through high school, and we did a lot of things that I have no idea how we didn't get in trouble for. But we were in his car. He drove a 1988 LeBaron.
Oh,
Wow.
Not
a white.
to you car aficionados out there, not the best car ever constructed. So
I think that's a fair assumption.
Suffice it to say, in the interest of time, that we just beat the ever-loving hell out of it. It was dented and painted weird colors and yada, yada, yada. And I had a lady in the car at the time, because Sam was driving, and I was in the passenger seat, and the lady was in the back. We'll call her Amy, not her name, but that's what we're going to call her.
Where she should be.
Right. But I decided I'm going to play a joke on Sam. And his car didn't have to be in run to shift gears.
Oh, that's terrible.
Right.
What a horrible car.
What a horrible design.
Yep. So I just look back and I wink at Amy and I just put it into drive. Now what I was going to do is I was going to creep it around the corner and stop it there, and that would be that. So I had this big stick, and I don't remember why, but I did have a stick. And so
I don't know how this is related to this story at all. It will be.
Strap in, you're in for a treat.
Oh, good.
So the car starts going a little faster than I'm comfortable with it going. So I reach with the stick and I push on the brake. Did not work.
No.
So I go, oh dear. I throw it in a park, thinking it would stop. It made a noise. I'm gonna
The worst noise.
and it kept moving.
So did you just blow out the transmission?
So we go, oh no, oh no, oh no. And directly ahead of us was the driveway onto the street.
Yes!
So I'm like, oh no, oh no. And if if your car's in run, you don't have power steering.
No.
So, oh no, oh no, oh no. We go down, slowly, mind you. We're going 5 miles an hour if we're going a mile. And down the driveway, across the street, and up onto some old lady's lawn. And then, and only then, does Sam leave the gas station, not see his car is there, do a comical Benny Hill style look around, and then see his car across the street on the lady's lawn. And I was sitting there just shoulders slumped.
Sorry, Sam.
I looked back at Amy and I was like, he's going to be really mad.
This reminds me of a quick
No, he loved it. If you can tell a story in 20 seconds
Pretty
or
much.
less,
All right.
that would be the
It's
time.
Trent.
My friend Quinn, first time driving in snow.
Hi, Quinn.
Takes a left-hand turn to get to school, slides into a person's lawn, and people are behind him, and he goes, uh-oh, this looks bad. So he gets out and pretends he lives at the house. So he goes up to the door, like opens it to drive away.
Well, I call that being adaptable to the situation.
Good work, Quinn.
Okay. Well, we are up against the break. Chris.
Okay.
Trent's normally second, I've noticed. I know you put Trent
Usually
second.
I go first.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, while I'm thinking about it, I have a couple stories to tell about the editing. Chris, I could not find that Billy Bragg song on YouTube, no matter where I looked,
Boomer.
and I couldn't find anywhere else to put it,
That's fine.
so I ended up putting a song by Chris Christopherson.
Good.
Because that's Chris twice.
Yep.
And for Trent, I listened to that again, and I just frankly didn't think that's something we should be putting on.
What song was it?
The John LaJoie song.
Ah.
So I tacoed you.
You son of a bitch.
Well, if you pick a song by Taco, and it doesn't work, you get tacoed.
So it's about martial arts weapons.
Right, but if you didn't have the video, it loses all its context.
I still listen to it on my iTunes, so I enjoy it.
That's just fine. Chris, what song are we listening to?
We're going to listen to the newest single from Bruce Springsteen. New album comes out March 6th. This is called We Take Care of Our Own.
Born to Run.
I've been knocking on the door that holds the throne. I've been looking for the map that leads me home. I've been stumbling on good hearts turned to stone. The road of good intentions is going dry as a bone.
That's how on we go.
The adult can hold on to that.
Welcome back to Exchanging Pleasantries, exchangingpleasantries.podomatic.com. And we just want to encourage you all, as we always do, going to the third segment, that we would like you all to talk to your friends. And we know it's working, and it sounds silly, but we have seen numbers increase slightly.
Yeah.
Not by an extraordinary amount, but by enough where we've noticed it. So we want to thank whoever's doing that. We're looking forward to a good friend of mine and one of our favorite listeners. We're getting a visit this weekend from Ben, who is from Green Bay, a good friend of mine, but also a big fan of the podcast.
Is he excited to meet stars?
He is. Internet famous.
Just tell him not to be starstruck. You know, we're just normal people.
We're just normal guys.
We all put our pants on one leg at a time. I just happen to wear golden pants.
Right.
And once we put our pants on, we make gold records.
It's true.
But we're looking forward to that as well. But
Hey, you know what else I'm looking forward to?
tell me.
Our super fun time curling extravaganza.
Yes.
boy.
Do you have something to add on that,
That's a
or
big
are you just bringing that up?
I'm just bringing it up
Officially
because it's
registered.
exciting.
That's new.
We are officially.
We are
registered?
officially registered as Team Adam Monty. We can't really say Exchanging Pleasantries.
That's no fun.
No,
Why?
but
That can't be your team name?
no, we don't give it a team name. The team name is just whoever calls. and
They do this
registers.
weird format where they have like a joke with everyone's name, and that's how you figure out where you are.
I think Exchanging Pleasantries is a joke
You
enough.
should have said your name.
Thanks, Peyton.
Mr. Exchanging Pleasantries.
Hello, my name is Exchanging.
Pleasantries. But with this last segment, we will be doing that weekend after next. So we're very much looking forward to it, especially not having Chris around.
Oh, God,
that
it's
sounds
It's going to be
positively
nice for all
delightful.
you guys. I know.
And we get to talk to the good father Monty.
Yeah.
I have many questions for him, including but not limited to where do you buy your head wax and what happened with your son. So
That's
He
that's
has
gonna
It's
be
in
a
the wrong
long
order,
one.
Peyton.
is it though?
Boy, the stories he can tell us.
And but anyway, with this last segment, being more time conscious as we are going to be from now on, we got to get kind of more honed. I want to ask you guys about movies.
Owned. What about movies, Peyton?
Well, no, and
The
this
talkies?
is the talking pictures.
Them moving pictures.
So my Netflix, I lost in my move, which was what, June, the 2 DVDs I had gotten from Netflix, and being the proactive man that I am, I had just ignored it. So I just never returned them, just continued to pay the Netflix fees, and that was my life.
We
So-
had streaming or whatever, so
Right,
we
yeah.
had some use out of it.
Yeah, so I wasn't too worried about it, but I found them, and in the past about maybe 3 weeks, I've been in a movie watching frenzy with all these movies that I've been wanting to see that have come out in the past year or so. I saw Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
It was good.
I
liked
didn't
it.
really like it.
I liked it.
I didn't expect them to make the chimpanzee a sympathetic figure. I saw Contagion.
Love that movie.
It was alright.
Yeah.
I like that one better than Rise. But my point being is that there are a bunch of movies that have come out recently that I don't even, like, there's so many. You know when you have, like, so many things that you get overwhelmed by it? And I don't even know where to start. So what do you guys have for me?
Like films you should see?
Please.
Like very recent? I just watched Margin Call.
I don't know what that is.
It's a film about the 2008 financial crisis. It's they use a fictional firm, but it's just about the idea that things were collapsing in 2008, and it's set in like the span of 36 hours, and it's about what happens when they're gonna have problems if this gets out. So what do? Do they try to sell their toxic assets, knowing that they're toxic, and then screwing over people, or do they, what do they do? And it's about that. Kevin Spacey's in it. Jeremy Irons. It's a very good cast. Paul Bettany. Very good cast.
Are you sure that wasn't
Very
Wall
interesting.
Street too?
No, it's
Money
not.
Never Sleeps?
It's not like Wall Street. It doesn't like
That's a
sensation. It doesn't like sensationalize
I watched
anything.
it. It was a horrible thing.
It's a lot more like, I don't know if any of you guys saw. Along that same vein is Too Big to Fail is an HBO movie from last year about the 2008 financial crisis based on the book Too Big to Fail. But it's a lot like that. It doesn't sensationalize things. It just relies on that being interesting enough to hold people's attention. And it really was. Good acting. Yeah. I like that movie. So that's Margin Call. That's a recent one I just watched.
Adam, what do you have for me?
I haven't watched that many movies recently, to be honest.
Thank you, Adam.
Yeah,
you knew this was coming, and you still brought nothing to the table.
I had nothing to bring to the table in the first place.
And thank you for thinking of some.
King's Speech. Have you seen that?
I'm not. I don't even know what that is.
You don't.
The King's Speech won Best Picture last
Yeah,
I know.
it was the
I know
Oscar
it's a movie, and I know it's an acclaimed movie. But
I haven't seen it myself, but you should totally
It's
watch
about...
Oh, thanks, Adam. I've not seen it myself, but I've heard great things.
I
Wait,
have.
really?
I haven't seen it yet.
Well, then let's move on from that. Trent, what do you have?
Have you seen it?
Moneyball is pretty good.
That's with that fat guy I don't like.
Jonah Hill.
Jonah?
Well,
He's
Brad
not that
Pitt is
fat
the star.
anymore.
And now Jonah Hill's skinny, you can't say that anymore. He's fat in that movie. That's
Yeah, but
his
he's
last
fat in
fat
the
movie
movie.
ever.
Really?
Well, Sitter is his last fat movie.
This
He's
shows
in
you how
21 Jump
little I
Street now,
care about
and he is
Hollywood.
skinny now. Not even like chubby. He's like a skinny dude.
I don't like
He
it.
looks like sickly though, skinny. I don't.
Well,
like
it's because he
skinny
lost a
men.
lot of weight.
Yeah, but it's just the way he looks. I don't.
Fright
like it.
Night, the remake with Colin Farrell from this summer. That was
Oh.
a ton of fun. Oh, it's such a fun movie.
Right now I have Ides of March
It was good.
at Paranormal Activity 3.
I've not seen Paranormal.
I'm very excited for that
I
one.
want to. Yeah.
Yep.
Which one is
Ides of
it?
March. I was a little disappointed in Ides of March.
Really?
The acting is sensational. They're
Oh,
all great.
boy, is it.
It's a little melodramatic.
I've had a couple of people tell me, I mean, me being who I am, I would absolutely love Ides of March.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I've heard other people tell me that
It's a little melodramatic.
This is gonna happen.
It's
and
not, you know,
because
a
we are very
straightforward
similar in the sense that you're talking about. You're gonna love the first half, the second half, not so much.
See, I had someone tell me the exact opposite, and I was just going to eat up the second half of that
Really?
movie.
Oh, no, I can't see that.
I can't either.
No?
And don't get me wrong, the second half isn't a bad movie because the acting carries it. It's just the plot gets a little soap opera-ish.
It does get very soap opera.
But the acting, I mean, acting is
Evil
my
twins
is
and-
the acting is the thing I most appreciate in movies. Good acting can carry awful scripts and bad directing and all that
Just
stuff.
bang, bang.
Well, that's an awesome script though too.
The plot's
It's
a little
really good
bit-
writing. Well, the plot is there for them to have fun.
You're right, the plot is different than the script.
No, I said the plot is a little. It's just there for them to
Sure,
have fun.
sure,
I mean, it's a plot based around acting.
But no,
script is
in the Ides of March, the beginning is like a political nerd's fantasy land, and then the second half is just like soap opera.
Sitter was very funny. But you don't like Jonah Hill.
I don't like
Hill's
Jonah
last
Hill.
movie. Sam Rockwell's
Should I
hilarious
see
in
The
it.
Help? Or Who's Your
No.
Caddy starring Big Boy from Outkast?
Yeah, that recent film. Oh, one that you have to see like immediately would be Drive, and I own Drive on DVD and.
Adam and I
Blu-ray.
were talking about this.
Oh, it's such a good movie. I've described it as an art house action movie. If you could picture what that would be like,
How
I think
more
that's what Drive
pretentious
is.
can you get?
Well, that's what I think
art
it is.
house
Met Alex.
action
If you
movie.
see it, you will
Yep.
understand what I'm saying. It's
And we were talking-
it's so good.
Hayden and I were talking
Albert
about it
Brooks
today. I
got
haven't seen it
ripped
yet,
off.
and I think that we should see that soon.
Albert Brooks got ripped off, not getting nominated for an Academy Award for supporting actor.
Because we all give a shit about that.
Albert, you like Albert Brooks, right?
Oh.
Everyone likes Albert
No.
Brooks.
We can,
3707.
we can say shit.
Can we?
Shit.
Shit.
You know who Albert Brooks is,
Well,
right?
shit.
I don't.
Okay. Well, you said you're on a touch, baby.
It's really funny that you said you weren't condescending and they made sure I knew
You
who Albert
don't know
Brooks was.
anything about acting.
That's
or
fair. That's fair.
celebrities.
That's fair.
All right.
So I think it's safe to ask.
I think there's
So,
only one way
What's
to
Mel
solve
Brooks
this
up to
dispute.
these days?
You could go back.
Pretty big now.
I could.
He
Yeah,
blew
I
up.
made a top 10 list of my favorite films from last year.
Oh, thank
Watch
God.
any of those would be awesome. They're all good.
Did
Dragon
you-
Tattoo was good.
Did you make a list of your top 10 favorite center fielders from last year?
No, I didn't. I could.
You should.
Yeah, I will. Maybe. We're gonna talk about
Nice.
those.
And talk about it off the wall.
On OT Dub, coming to a podcast center near you.
Oh yeah, 2 eps in. So jealous. God, I can just. It's dripping from you.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I know. Good. I'm glad.
2 eps in.
I haven't
6
listened.
Adam
eps.
just looks sleepy now. How are you doing over there, buddy, in your
I'm doing pretty well.
Argyle goddamn
So
shirt?
we could talk about
Sweater.
movies all night with me, and if you don't get me off topic, I'm just gonna keep talking to you
Well,
about
we're gonna.
movies.
I was gonna let this run its course.
You want more movies?
I do want more movies.
Okay. Let's see. Are you looking for like?
Insidious is okay.
Oh, Insidious was awesome.
What's that?
It's a horror film about. It's from the director of Saw and Death Sentence, and which are 2 fantastic movies,
Okay.
and then Death Sentence, which is it's fine.
Yeah,
But it's about a little boy falls into a coma. I mean, the plot sounds
Yes,
very
that
predictable.
old chestnut.
Yeah, it's a little. The plot's a little, contrived in terms of horror
He's
films.
pissing me off right now. I don't know why.
What? That's
here's
what
the
all
deal.
the horror movies
Soldiers.
are like little creepy
There's
children.
a fight in Adam's room.
Right.
Here's the deal. I came in the second half of Insidious, and I thought
Which
it was
is the
one of the
weaker
stupidest movies
half.
I've ever seen.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, the weaker half isn't strong.
The second
But
half
that's
Weaker half
because-
is not the strong
But that's
half.
because I hadn't seen the first
true.
half.
Yeah.
Just imagine
Well-
coming in, seeing only that, and thinking that is Insidious.
And the listeners
It would be
also
horrible.
please
Well,
please
it's
keep in
horrible.
note Adam didn't see it all as he covered his eyes during the scary
Oh
movies.
man, I'm terrified of scary movies.
Are you a puss?
Yeah.
He is a
I
he's the one who
hate
judges.
scary movies.
So you wouldn't watch Paranormal Activity
No.
3 with me?
I would not.
Paranormal Activity, scariest movie I've ever seen. The first time I saw that, it's the scariest I've ever been
And that's the
watching a
thing.
movie.
Chris loves scary movies. Scariest movie
Loves
he's ever
scary
seen.
movies.
I can't do that. I cannot do that.
Paranormal Activity is the scariest movie
I
I've
can't
ever
do that.
seen.
See, I disagree.
The first time I saw that, I was almost towards the end. I almost peed my
I will
pants.
put it
The
up
first Paranormal
there.
Activity was very scary.
I will put it up there with first time viewing being one of
Yeah.
the scarier
Yeah.
experiences.
I mean, I'm not gonna be as scared the second time because it's
Yeah, but I'm excited.
Yeah, it's kinda-
I had no urge to see Activity 2, but I've heard nothing but good things about Paranormal Activity.
I saw
3.
2. It was okay. I didn't feel like I wasted my time, but I also didn't feel like I got anything.
Have you've seen Paranormal Activity 3?
I have not.
Would you like to watch it? with
I
me
have
sometime?
not either.
Yes.
We
Nice.
should all do it.
That sounds like a wonderful date without Adam.
Yep.
No, we're gonna make Adam watch it with us.
I'm not
And
watching
then
it
we
with
could
you.
watch.
I had to turn off when I was watching alone The Shining.
And that's not even a horror film as such.
It's
No,
more
but
of
it's
a
terrifying.
psychological.
Oh, but
horror,
it just
It's
twisted
psychological
my...
horror, but
Yeah, it just
the horror's in your head.
freaks you out.
You know what, Adam? That sounds like a good 15-minute segment for next week.
Oh my god.
Watched Hostel Part 2 not that long ago. I own it, and I just watched it already.
Frig Hostel.
Hostel, the first one, not very good. Second one is awesome.
I don't believe it. And
That's the thing about like the Saw movies.
The first Saw.
I'll give the
first
first
Saw
Saw.
is much
It was
different than the
it was a psychological thing.
Yeah, and also really gory.
Saw 2 through 15.
Which
now.
one? Which one had the house with the pile of
Second
string?
one.
I liked that one too.
I didn't like it.
I like that one too.
Every other Saw was just a gore.
I saw the
fest.
first
we're gonna
three.
have
I was just trying to make people cringe. That's all.
We're gonna have to pull it back here. Thank you all. I'm actually gonna be able to watch some of these movies now. That sounds delightful.
there you go.
Because I want to catch up on all of these movies. Because so many times like that movie Chronicle. Now I look at it and I go, I want to watch that.
Right, you
and
never
then
get
by the
around to
time,
see that too.
because I can't. I only never get around to it. Chronicle looks awesome. Though.
It looks very awesome.
Looks good.
But we're gonna go
Looks
with who haven't I talked to?
Me.
Trent. Who do we listen to that isn't going to be someone I have?
What
to
is the voodoo that you do, Trent?
We are going to listen to my new favorite rapper, Flynt Flossy, and how he likes to dance. It's called I Like to Dance.
Ah, got you.
By
Well,
Flint
here
Flossy.
is something I'm probably going to have to turn into Taco again.
No.
Exchanging
Not this one.
pleasantries. We shall be back momentarily.
Dance. 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 Dummy scratch beat. Let's go. Dance. I like to dance. I wanna dance. I need to dance. Baby. You wanna dance? When 40's on this mind. We about to do this right. That's right. All dancing, please don't fight. Move into the morning light. The floor is your domain. Get up and don't be lame. We grooving all the same. Dancing like the movie Fame. She got a sexy thing. She do. Go touch a sexy thing. Go ahead. She got a sexy friend.
And we are back at the final segment of Exchanging Pleasantries, exchangingpleasantries.podomatic.com. So we are just going to go around the room. We are going to talk about what we have learned today. At the very end, we will have a dedication, and then we will be gone for the evening. I'm just going to go left to my right today, which leads off with Trent. Trent, what have you learned today?
Adam keeps a bowl in his room for midnight baking.
I do.
Oh,
I like to bake.
Adam.
Tastes good.
I learned that apparently you and Trent are horrible drivers, and
I
everything's
still
always
blame
your
him.
fault.
I blame him.
Me?
No,
Yep.
no.
No, yes, not him. You.
Zachary.
You.
Zachary.
Audi Zachary.
Is it cool if I blame Zachary?
Yes.
Go for it.
Yeah. So this
He hit
one, you got a dedication. Chris, what have you learned?
I learned that Adam's definition of sickness is quite different from the rest of ours.
But I got
Well, in Adam's defense, he likes to get up and then immediately get down with the sickness.
He likes to get up, alright. That's what we judge based on
Oh,
the tissue.
yeah.
And then get down pretty quickly, yeah.
And I have learned that in the past couple of weeks, Adam has plummeted from second spot to just about fourth in the podcast.
I blame my cold.
Right, let's blame it on that.
Yep.
I blame Zachary.
I had it too now. Yep.
Then
Damn it,
finally,
Zachary. His
last
Audi
but
just
not
really
least,
screwed over.
Trent, to whom do we dedicate this podcast?
To the new bane of my existence, Zachary.
Hey,
This
Zach.
goes out
Zach.
to you,
You dingleberry.
you ass.
You dick.
Just hitting poor defenseless college kids and making
You're
them
such
pay for
a douche.
Audi A6. No one cares.
What a dingus.
Well, you know what? Looking at at the time, I think we've held ourselves up to a pretty good standard here. So thank you, gentlemen. Round of applause.
That was pretty good.
Good job for all of us.
Looks good.
Yeah, I feel good about it. On behalf of everyone here at Exchanging Pleasantries, this song is by a band called Hanoi Rocks. It's called A Day Late, $1 Short. My name is Peyton Miller, Trent Sobek, Adamonte, Chris Rhinus. This is all of us saying good night, and we'll talk to you next week.
Be good,
See you
everyone.
later.
See ya. Zachary, you're a
Late at night as I lay down to sleep, I think of all the secrets people keep. Like how I feel for you. Do you feel it too? Or is it something we have to resume? We're just two people watching time fly by in a world in its obvious decline. But we are young and strong, we can carry on, find a little paradise of our own. There's no one saves the day, it's no one else's fault. If you're a day late or $1 short. Just think about how lovely life could be, excluding all the man-made misery. If we're too far behind and really out of time, is there another world they plan to find? Too many dreams of youth that we never caught, just a day late or $1 short. We're all just lonely people, only dying to fall in love. Feelings that we fought, dreams we never caught, just a day late or $1 short. All the loneliness, the blue